Good morning, everybody. It is Boxing Day, and we are bringing a third game, right, with FM26 coming on as well to the game because I am all about the strategy games. And I mean, I could play EU5 all day, every day, 24 hours. Unfortunately, I need to eat, sleep, work, have a job, try to have a life, and all of that. Master of Command is a strategy game about the 7 Years' War. It's a game that is also very quickly becoming like EU5. Well, I just don't have time. Right? I don't have enough time to dedicate to these games that are taking over my life in some ways. But it's an amazing game. I think it was Freedom of Maneuver was the first armchair historian game. Now, which I don't think is quite as good as Master of Command, but I also feel like they could go back and if they reworked it and kind of developed it again and put it more along this side, they would be very, very good. But I do hope they come out with like another one, maybe like the 30 Years' War or the Napoleonic Wars, or it is an amazing game. Anyway, I do have a mod installed, but I don't think I will, or a couple mods installed, and we'll get into a new campaign. Right? So you have six after the Holy Roman Empire has been added in. You have six primary nations, the two mods added Spain and Sweden, but I don't think I would play as either of them. You have Great Britain, the Habsburg Monarchy, the Kingdom of Prussia, the Russian Empire, France, and then the Holy Roman Empire. I am going to start as the Habsburg Monarchy. I'm like, it's one of those things where I'm almost obsessed with like turning Austria into more than just, a connection of kingdoms that was ruled by one family because of marriage alliances, and tried to make their army, good, which is hard to do, admittedly. A Habsburg monarchy, Austria's flexible multinational army is anchored by great artillery, giving it strength in prolonged battles. But that same diversity that makes the army adaptable also leaves its recruits difficult to integrate, with fresh levies from many lands often slow to trade. Combined with poor reload times on the line, Austria relies on adaptability and the ferocity of its Hungarian troops to balance these flaws. Regimented officer recruitment options +3, veterancy gain -15%. We do start with von Lacy and von Loudon. Crownland core. The core power of the Habsburg monarchy comes from its Austrian and Bohemian hereditary lands. In addition to providing much of the wealth of the empire, German and Czech-speaking infantrymen form the heart of Maria Theresa's armies. These soldiers are loyal to their queen and include men from cities like Prague and Vienna who have rudimentary education, mathematics, and ballistics necessary for the artillery train. So we have professional artillerists. We do start with 350 provisions, 150 thalers, 50,000 reservists, and 750 ammunition. So artillery accuracy does go up by 10%, which I do think is going to be big. I do think that's going to be important. Now, you can eventually get the border troops and then the Hungarian vanguard unlocked as well. We also start with a few things you can equip your brigades with, but we'll have to go into the actual camp to get there. I do think Grand Tactician might make an appearance. This American Civil War, I know they are working on a new game for the Napoleonic Wars. We are going to go for Colonel. I feel like I'm good enough now. I don't need to be on Major, but I'm not. I don't know that I'm quite good enough to be at Brigadier level, right? We are going for historical enemies. A cool and well-leveled fire with the pieces carefully loaded is much more. Okay, couldn't quite get it. We can protect Bohemia. We can try to invade England. We're not going to go for that one. Or we can reinforce Hungary. We could get Night Marches Doctrine. If we get 5 convoys, if we get 4 encampments, Austrian grenadiers will join our army. If we go to reinforcing Hungary, reinforce 4 outposts, Hungarian grenadiers will join our army, and our infantry-focused doctrine is available. Um, both of these we're taking on just the Prussians. We're going to try to protect Bohemia. The other country I was thinking of playing as was, or faction, the Holy Roman Empire. So you can see we have Valdaci, who is calculating artillery range plus 15%, artillery reload speed negative 5%. And Von Loudon is legendary combat effectiveness plus 10% officer death chance negative 15%. So if we had 600 thalers, we could purchase another brigade, which is these 4 little encampments. Now, you can move them around to any of the tents you want. What I am doing, sorry for the pause, is I've tried to come up with some historical names, and I should have done this off camera, right, rather than wait, but I wasn't entirely sure which one I was going to pick. So we're trying to get the list. Um, various orders of battle. So I guess what I'm going to do. Okay, so we're just going to, since we're in Bohemia, we're going to name some of the regiments, right? So we have the Austrian Fusiliers, which we are actually going to rename as Kutna, the Kutna Hora Fusiliers, which, all right, then we have the Crownland Recruits. All right, so I'm just kind of naming them for important towns in Bohemia. All right, so it's the First Brigade. Um, all right, so we're going to call them the Cheb Crown Island Recruits. And the reason I'm trying to do this is just so that they're not all called the same thing, right? So we're not, hey, the Fusiliers. And then we'll just call these guys the Crownland Recruits. We are going to also change the flag, though. The coat color. Let's see, what did the... Let's see if we can find what they look like. Okay, so those are all for upper German regiments, kind of wearing brownish. So they did wear white tops with light blue pants, and then different all white, and they wore brown and light blue pants. All right, so sorry, light blue pants. It looked like they usually had a red collar and kind of a black hat. Oh, I don't really care about the hair color. I guess it could be brown. Hat color. All right, those are just going to be what the Crown Land recruits look like. And again, oops, sorry. Because they are also... Actually, you know what? We are just going to use... We'll just call them the Crown... We will just call them the Crown Land recruits for right now. And the Fusiliers... Okay, we'll leave them alone. All right, so now that we've kind of played around with the army a little bit, we will go in here, and we already have a 6-pound iron gun, which shot damage is 25, canister damage is 8, damage radius 2.5, ammo consumption of 24. The broads gun has the same thing. It has 35 accuracy at a range of 435. This has 30 accuracy. So the broads gun is actually better. It's kind of interesting. All right, we are going to give up the elevation screws as well. Threaded devices fitted behind the barrel to adjust angle with accuracy allows for more consistent long-range fire, which is going to give us max range plus 10% reload -2. Gunner's Implements Basic. It has a price of 40, sale value of 20. A full set of precision forged tools for swabbing, loading, and venting keeps artillery crews working faster under pressure. Now, these, I guess, are for the infantry, but at the same time, I've had a hard time equipping them to our infantry. But again, we are going to also... So we'll take this out for a second so you can see we have 19 here for reload. This puts us up to 25. We have a range of 500. And if we put this in here, we have a maximum range of 544. And we can also add a common SAR ammo consumption -10%, veterancy gain plus 10%. Keeps stricter records and stricter discipline, ammunition distributed sparingly but effective under his oversight. So since we have the professional artillery, I figured kind of tricking out the artillery would be a good way to go. So what's your... We don't have... This regiment is not anywhere close to being ready to upgrade. But you can see here we became the Jaegers, the Chevaliers, and to eventually the Dragoons. We can try to go to Netherlander Fusiliers, Austrian Fusiliers, or Grenadiers. And then we could also try to become, artillery. So once they get to level 3, that's kind of where they get to. Now, the Austrian Fusiliers can get to Grenadiers or veteran Fusiliers, and that's all they could be at that point. You can see we have a morale of 30, range of 115. We're using a Ward musket, which is a farmer's weapon, poor overall, has horrible range, consumes 25% less ammunition per volley. So like I said, this is plus 25 to accuracy, but it doesn't seem to really change it. I just don't know if that's a skill thing, but even if I go here where we have an accuracy of 42, let's see if it does it move. It doesn't seem to have any impact. Max range is -15%, ammo consumption plus 60%. Now, they do have the new style muskets. Primary weapon musket, Austrian farmyard, good range, poor reload, and the socket bayonet basic. These guys have the Ward bayonet, inferior bayonet, accuracy -1, reload -1. So we're going to get on the map. War is upon us, General. Your army stands at the frontier. Though modest in size, their forces are disciplined and in good order. A nearby depot lies ahead, lightly defended, and will serve as a starting point to begin your campaign, though you'll need to press on onward soon after. The land is open and the roads clear, ideal for seeking out skirmishers and encounters. Engage patrols boldly, even those larger than your own. Their troops are of lower quality, and their spoils and equipment will serve your army well. We await your progress. So we have a supply cache, then we have Lobitz. Right here, we want to secure 4 encampments and secure 5 convoys, and then I'll eventually defeat the army headquarters. Your grace, a lightly guarded supply post lies before us, but a handful of enemy stragglers stand watch. Within its walls are captives and stores of provisions and powder. If we strike swiftly, we may seize one part of the stock or free the prisoners before the guards can muster defense. Our scouts report their strength is slight, and our men are confident the fight will be ours. We could get 600 reservists. We could get 80 provisions, take 180 ammunition, or we could just leave. And we're going to face a weak enemy detachment if we choose any of those 3. We do have 1,500 manpower, but we are going to try to take 600 reservists. 3,600. The Battle of Lobitz. We have the Prussian Provincial Cavalry, Kitatis recruits, So we have 2 crowd-led recruits. They have 2 infantry recruits. And then we have the Kutna Hora Fusiliers, who are by far the best we have when it comes to shock and charge. So we're going to try to pair them with the cavalry. And then have our Crownland recruits take on their recruits, and then maybe have the artillery aid our recruits. Something like that. Anyway, let's get to the battle. Hold left alt while hovering over a unit in battle to see expanded information. Okay. All right, so here is our battlefield. We'll zoom out here for a second. We've got the provincial cavalry at the back and their 2 lines of infantry at the front. Kind of standard formation, I would imagine. Now, you do have a relatively small deployment area inside this blue box. Okay. Well, what I know I want to do is I want to position my artillery up here on the hill. But that's outside the deployment range. Maybe put both Crownland recruits in a line kind of down here on the bottom of the hill. And then use my Fusiliers over here. Who also have the general kind of attached to them, I guess. Van Louden, who I guess he is a commander. For some reason, Van Louden is giving credit for the Fusiliers, maybe just because they're more professional, I guess. Interesting. All right. So we have ended deployment. So when you stretch out your lines, you have slower movement speed, but you have greater firing power. I'm also trying to protect I don't know if I need to protect. My artillery, but kind of made sense to me to try to. I will move my Fusiliers closer because your general gives you, understandably so, right? Gives you morale, and that is a very big perk, especially without the equipment. I do like how the little units look. We'll actually put the Fusiliers here right at the center. Like, I am a nerd to the point where I love just the sound of the little marching boots. One of the games in 2026 I am just super excited for is Fields of History, World War One. You can see we do have auto fire turned on for the Ben. So the cannonade just shattered them before they could even really do anything. Well, I mean, not entirely, but so now we will move our Fusiliers over here to the left. We'll try to have our cannon focus here on the right. We'll move these Crownland recruits up. And we'll try to take out these Kitatis recruits. Right, and the Cunahora Fusiliers, 1,396 men remaining. Well, down to 1,366 now, but they are going to open up on those. Yeah, no, we don't want to charge down the cavalry. My own cavalry here with Leopold is going to try to charge them. As they have charged into our little Crownland recruits there. As we have shattered their cavalry for the second time. I don't know if those are bodies or where the artillery hit. All right, you can see they are fiery. They have 1,177 men remaining. We have 1222 here. 1385 here. You can see we are winning the morale battle a little bit. Not by a lot. All right, friendly morale 100%, enemy morale 57%. So these guys should fire. As they're now down to 1,104. $1,181. Now again, we do not have very accurate guns. We don't reload super fast. You know, in a lot of ways, the Prussian army is superior to ours. Here come the Fusiliers. Nice volley fire. You can see there's a few guys falling there. They fire back. They have 1137. And we have Shatter the Katanas recruits here. We're actually going to try to move these Crownland recruits. And we'll move those Crownland recruits as well. The Fusiliers are going to fire. Obviously, if they got a harder difficulty, the game would react better to the flanking movements. We are also going to turn our artillery. So we're going to win this battle. Again, this is a weak army that we're taking on, so you're kind of supposed to win the battle. So it's a good thing that we are. That'd be kind of embarrassing if we weren't. The Kutna Hora Fusiliers are going to respond with their own volley. Crownland recruits are volleying in. Here comes the artillery. They are getting really shaky. But they are holding. I mean, I will give them that. They are holding. Credit to them. Unfortunately for them, this division of Crownland recruits is kind of reforming and is almost ready to fire, as are the Fusiliers and these Crownland recruits as well. So they're going to get hit potentially from three sides here. Oh, never mind. The battle is over. We have victory. And I guess it is also true when you outnumber them 3 divisions to 1, they can't really fight on 3 sides super effectively. So to counter Austrian light troops, Frederick raised Freikorps irregular units like Kleiss and Green Corps of Jagers. We got 216 thalers, which is huge because we're broke. And we have the victory at Lubitz, where we gained elevation screws, which we already had. We gained some Cheval de Frise, movable barriers, lighter spikes used to block roads, defend flanks, or buy precious minutes before lines clash. Captured uniforms is a basic sale value of 50. Trophies taken from the fallen, often stripped after battle, worth little to an army, but plenty to a treasure trader or collector. We also got 2 iron 6-pound guns, sale value of 50. And we also got a limber chest, a reinforced artillery chest with better compartmentalization, reduces spillage, and keeps powder and shot dry under fire. We deployed 4,350. We lost 319. They lost 1,158. We also captured the other 1835. They killed 307 of us, and we killed 1145 of them. So you have 3 choices. You could ransom, get a little bit of money and ammunition. Conscript, get 661 reservists, get casualties restored plus 10%, or exchange, veterancy plus 918, and we get 92 provisions. You know what? I am going to just take the reservists, right? Or we now have 2,700 men in reserve. We don't really have anything. We'll replenish the brigade ammo. Lost 41 there to the artillery. We will replenish the brigade aim. I don't know if we have to replenish the brigade ammo. We will replenish our brigade strength, though. right? So we did lose those 300 men. So we have 3 cannons. They're all iron 6-pound guns. We have another elevation screw for basic. Okay, we do have this, the barricade. We will give that to one of our Crown Land recruits. I need to learn how to put down earthworks. That is something I need to learn how to do. Let's see, we've got 97 out of 140, 91 out of 140, and 112. I wish we could, like, individually replace... The first game I played of this, I could choose to do replace individually. So again, money earned 217, right? Biggest battle 1158. Wait, what? Losses, maybe? No, that's not right. What does that mean? I don't know. Most men in a battle, yes, 7,950. Total casualties, right? Okay, we have different regiments, highest kills, the Austrian field artillery, Crown Land recruits. Fusiliers have the highest charge, highest melee. Field artillery has the highest accuracy. So you can see these guys really can't level 0, 526 out of 600. These guys are on level 1. These guys are still on level 0. I mean, we have the ammo, but I wish we could do it individually. Whatever. We'll just... Everybody's got their ammo back. All right. Lobitz is a town. So you have your powder house, your barracks, your stable, which where you can obviously buy your cavalry, your town square, and your quartermaster. All right, so we are going to sell... that, which would give us plus 200 thalers. This gives us sale value of 88. Just because I'm not sure exactly what it's supposed to do. Like, I mean, I know what it's supposed to do, but... we will keep 1 cannon and an elevation screw. Full gaiters, basic, tall, light footy leg wear that guards against mud, brush, and fatigue. Okay, large haversack, morale +6, move speed 2, breastplates, sturdy shoes, sale value of 35, speed move +6, shepherd's axes, cover bonus +28%, melee +8. So full gaiters are worth 4, sale value, oh wait, price of 40, sale value of 20. You know, I don't think there's anything really there that we'd want. Powder house, what is this? Earthworks? Oh, 150. Yeah, that's awfully expensive. Grape shot. Okay, sure. Stable, different horses, right? Cavalry pistols, different types of horses. Town square, you can usually get food and other kind of things. So like cheese, which is worth 90. Or a basic for +4 on morale, stamina. Coffee rations, 120. Beer rations, 40. Spirit rations, we have medicinal herbs, cross pendants, price is 80. We go to the barracks. It's a bunch of regiments. Can't get any rifles here. Now, you could buy more food and soldiers and ammunition anywhere. So I will spend 30 here to get 60 more provisions. And then heavy jackets, stamina -4. Okay. Breastplates are very good, 230. God, that almost wipe us out, though. And it would slow us down a lot. Move speed and stamina both improve. Oh, we didn't sell any of that stuff yet? Okay. There we go. Up to 537 now. You know what? We will buy morale +4, stamina +4. We will buy cheese. And beer rations, basic, bitter and feeling, share to good cheer, raises morale, and gives the men strength in close combat. We'll do both of those. So the Fusiliers actually don't have anything. And they actually move very slowly. So where was the quartermaster? We will buy some full gators, move speed +2, stamina +6. So the Fusiliers will actually give them the shoes because their move speed right now is at 20. And then these guys, they already have the earthworks, but we'll also give them, because the Fusiliers do have good morale and they have decent stamina. We'll give the cheese here. And since these guys have the earthworks, we're going to give them more morale and, again, more melee. Whoops. Ability. Yeah. We have 417 sailors left. Like, if we went to the barracks, it would cost 375 to get us some Grenzer recruits. They have great stamina, decent accuracy, horrific reload time. Oh my god. just, oh my goodness. I know they said we had slow reload time, but holy crapola. Alright, so we're going to leave Lobitz and start moving. We still just have the same amount of men as we did at the start. We have some slums. I don't think I've seen that one before. The gambler's dead. Sir, a gathering of soldiers and civilians has taken root one of the back rooms here. The air thick with smoke and coin changing hands over the rounds of faro. Some of our men have expressed interest in trying their luck. We may allow a modest wager or stake a greater sum with the hopes of returning richer. There's also talk of rigging the game, though doing so may draw ire if discovered. What shall we permit? Moderate chance to win 100 thayers. If we bet 60, we could win 130. What happens in the HRE stays on the HRE. We'll bet 40. And we did win. Which is huge. As we'll go to Colin here. Very similar to our last town, although we could get some more crowd-led recruits for 350. We could buy some cavalry, the Hungarian recruits. Now, the one difference, really, between them, right, and the Crownland recruits is that they started a little bit higher morale, a little bit less at base accuracy. Range is the same, reload is the same, movement speed's the same, stamina is the same, but they are much better when it comes to charge and melee. And they're also slightly more expensive. We go to the powder house. Okay, here we go. We do have some ramrods now. What is this? Toe worms, okay. Horseshoe. Gun picks. 160. Cylindrical ramrods and uniformly machined rods that glide down the barrel with ease, favored by disciplined units aiming to fire first and often reload +6, accuracy +2. Iron ramrods good, heavier and sturdier than wood. These iron tools make reloading smoother and less prone to breakage in the heat of battle. That'd be what, 280? You know what? If we sold that, the limber chest, like, none of those are really worth anything. But if we got the 2 ramrods, it'd put us down to 325. But now we could go in here, right? And the Fusiliers have accuracy of 42, reload of 13. We are going to go for the cylindrical ramrods, reload +6, accuracy +2. No. There we go. So our Fusiliers can move faster and they can shoot more accurate potentially and more often. These guys, 34 accuracy at 11, 32 and 9. They have the cheese. This just gives us a reload of 8. So they also have a reload of 19 now. So they could all reload faster And these guys they're kind of the sacrificial lambs at this point. I hate to say it like that. Um, but these guys are on level 1, right? So we've got the movable barriers lined with spikes, cover base plus 10, charge resistance plus 25. Then we've got these guys who could do better against melee already. And they can move a little bit quicker, they have better stamina. And then these dudes, they just have better morale and stamina. We do have it. Ah, can we see what how big the patrol is? 3,400 against 4,350, or do we go for the encampment? Patrol armies move between settlements. Search sheet for you. They are limited in number, meaning they do not reappear when destroyed. The Battle of Kolin, he's got Friel infantry Jaegers who have an incredible range, really good accuracy and reload. Crap in terms of charge, though. They're how many? 600 men? Okay. Then he's got a couple of recruits. So they've got incredible range. 600. Our best range is. Oh wait, it doesn't tell me the range. The 600 is the number of men. Well, once again, they do not have any artillery. And they don't have any cavalry this time either. So I think I'm going to try to target their Jaegers with my artillery. Our range is 130. I mean, their range is probably insane. Uh, really? Only 125. Although their morale is 51 out of 47. All right. With those Crown Line recruits there, those Crown Line recruits there. Our Fusiliers will go there. And for right now, our cavalry will go over there with our general. So after this battle, we will wrap up the episode. They seem to be moving much faster than we are, which I guess is not super duper surprising. Yeah, they can move at 46. Yeah, so they can fly compared to us. Because we're moving at 21. They opened up on our field artillery. That's interesting. Those Katanas recruits are firing at our recruits. We will fire back at them now. Kind of point blank range there on the artillery. No, I want you to move a little bit closer. Stop backing up. Damn. We'll move my general down here. Again, these are my best Crowdland recruits right here. They have 1299 Katanas recruits. We have 1297 Fusiliers, which is kind of depressing. Oh, they have earthworks. And so do we. Oh, nice. So you just automatically set them up. That's cool. I'm glad I don't have to learn how to do that. 1259, 1286. $12.37 against 1282. Somehow they've killed more of my Fusiliers than I have of them. Oh, I like how their little earthworks are moving. To be honest, I am actually going to cheat here. Well, not cheat, but we're going to actually shift our cavalry, or not our cavalry, sorry, our artillery. Because these guys don't have any earthworks or cover protection. We have 1193. They have 1175. Although they just got hit by cannonballs, so they're down to 1155 now. I like how you can see the kind of like we're going to fire at about the same time. We are down to 1,047 recruits. They're down to 326 with the Jaegers. Big volley into them. They're down to 291. We're winning the morale battle there. Also winning the morale battle here. 1,009 men to 287. Of course, they did start with like what 600. So here they got 922 to our thought. 1105. And they have broken. They also retreated. So I'm going to pull our Crownland recruits back. Rather than try and have everybody fight. We will spin our cavalry, our artillery around. We are down to 944 Fusiliers. But we have another victory as the Fusiliers broke the Prussians. Should you think of retreat, you will forfeit your honor and my trust. Damn, Frederick. All right, we got 153 thalers. We deployed 4,350 men. We lost 1167. They lost 1297. So it was a closer battle. It was a much closer battle. We have a 3,183 men remaining. We also have some ramrods, some spirit rations, gun picks, tea, and tow worm, accuracy and reload. So 2 of those are actually just for artillery. That could go into one of our Crownland recruits. Can ransom, get 65 more thalers and 162 ammunition. Reservists 583, or we could get veterancy plus 810. I'll take the thalers and the ammunition this time. These guys who kind of suck, right? They just have the morale and the stamina. But we will give them the basic iron ramrods. So now they will fire a little bit faster. They're up to 20. They're up to 20. We lost 30 full ammo. And we got 12 guys. So we need 700 men here. And then 1,200 men, basically. How much ammo? Decent amount of ammo. And we're going to need about 1,200 guys. All right. Placing 84 troops daily, 112 troops daily for both of them. So the morale's 37. That'll say for cavalry. This again is artillery. This is artillery. And this gives me accuracy plus 4 and reload plus 2. Could spend 50 to get another unit here. Although they both just have worn muskets, so Oh. There we go. We'll give the tea rations to our Fusiliers here. Who have now 22 in the reload and 49 potential accuracy, although we have doesn't really say. But we also have the new set muskets, right? So we feel okay there. We're at level 2 here, level 2 there, level 1, level 2. We're already the field artillery, so we have to get to level 6 to become veteran artillery. Both of these units we could potentially upgrade once we get to Level 3. We've survived 11 days, earned 735. We've killed 2,437 Prussians. We've lost 1,486 Austrians. And we have 13,781 for our campaign score, which is kind of interesting. Highest kills, the artillery has killed 710. The one Crownland recruits has lost 593. Fastest reload is the artillery, and the highest accuracy is also the artillery. So speaking of the artillery, very quickly, max range plus 10% reload, -2. Reloaded stamina, reloaded accuracy. So we will actually take the toe worm, right? Because this gives us reload. But it makes us more accurate. The staff commissar, ammo consumption charge is kind of more for cavalry. Gun pick is reload +2, stamina +2. So actually, you know what? Specially armored tools to clear vent holes and dislodge powder residue, speeds up loading for seasoned hands. Oh, we can't use it? Okay. Well, if we can't use it, we'll put the commissar back then. All right, that is where we're going to wrap up this episode. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Hope you're all doing well. Hope you had a Merry Christmas, and I will talk to y'all later.